Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss or comment on input output functions in C. So if somebody want to learn C programming, so initially you have to exercise on what are the input output functions in C. So let us see why these input output functions are used, because when you write a C program, see, so you do something. For example, C, you would like to do C is equal to A plus B and say return 0. So you want to write a simple C program where you would like to add two numbers, and then you have to print the result. Fine. So in fact, what this program really needs, because even if you good at C language, so if you have written the C program, so every C program expects, as we have discussed the properties of good algorithm. So the program expects input, and also we expect output from the program. So right, so input program expects from the user, and output programmer expects from the program. So this should be the minimum what we call the requirement for the program to get executed. Yes. So then so if programmer want to give the input for the program, so how he can submit the input, and the output of the program, how the program will deliver the output to the user. Fine. So if you want to really work on this, so you are expected to know what are the input functions which are available in C language that are used to submit the input, and also the functions which are used to deliver the output to the user. So these are the basic primitive essential elements one should know prior to programming. So let us look at what input means actually. So if you want to submit the input for the program, so there are two ways. Okay, you can submit the input for the program either from the keyboard, or if you want to submit, it may be the input can be taken from a file also. So initially we won't write the programs that takes input from the file, but however we will be writing the programs that takes the input from the keyboard. And the other way of giving the input is maybe the direct input. You can initialize the input. Okay, direct input inside the program. So this is also possible, but this is not suggested inside the program. What does it mean? For example, you just declare int a is equal to 3 comma b is equal to 4, so c is equal to a plus b. So this is the way, this is, we call it as a direct submission of input inside the program. We also call it as static initialization of the input, but we never prefer this one. The otherwise, if you are writing a program in the client server architecture, maybe you can get the input over the network. That also possible. But at the beginning, we the input that we submit to the program, we normally expect this input from the keyboard. So the keyboard in programming terminology is represented as standard input device, and it is pointed out with the help of a pointer. We call it as stdin. So in fact, this stdin, the pointer connected to the keyboard. So if you really want to submit the input from the keyboard, you may expect to write a function called as scanf. See, if it is addition, percentile d, and you place these values which are scanned from the keyboard maybe in the address of the variables. Variables are sitting inside the memory, right? So of course there are different ways in which you can submit the input, but the beginning we always prefer to submit the input for the program from the keyboard. Am I right? That's fine. Then So what are the functionalities that support the user to give the input from the keyboard? We will see. Prior to that, yeah, even if you want to display the output, where do you display normally? We normally prefer to display the output on monitor, an output device, or sometimes if you want you can print an hard copy of the output using printer, or you may print the output into a file. Both are all are possible, but initially we look at printing the output on monitor. So the monitor is normally represented as standard output device. This is represented with the help of the point std out. So in programming languages, very often we use stdin, which refers to the standard input. Standard input is taken as keyboard, and std out, standard output, which is considered as monitor. So normally if you want to print something on monitor in C, we prefer to use printf. Okay, printf hi. But see, there are variety number of functions. Not only, it's not that you have to use printf or scanf. So in fact, there are many functionalities apart from this printf and scanf. We see what are the different functions supported in C language to submit the input in different ways. In fact, input for the program may be C. It may be numbers. When I say numbers, maybe integers are real. Am I right? Integers are real. Maybe input for the program may be character, and input for the program may be string. Am I right? So if you want to submit integers, what functions you can use, and if you want to submit the character input, what are the inbuilt functionalities that you can use, and if you want to submit the string data, that too using the keyboard. In a similar way, if you want to print these kind of data elements on monitor, so we will see what are the various functionalities, and you can see the different functionalities on screen. You can see the hierarchical structure. These functionalities which are used for the input output operations, normally we say it is like input output is represented as I/O. We can split them into two ways. One is formatted functionalities used to submit input and get the output. We say unformatted. So what do you mean by formatted? You can see that the formatted input function here is being scanf, and the formatted output function is considered as printf. What do you mean by formatted? For example, see, I want to give a value, so submit a value. So how do I write? So printf, I can say to submit a value, need not to write the printf statement, but just for the user sake, enter value of a, or this could be, or else I can write printf input a, printf scan a from keyboard. Same when you want to print this a value, I can say the printf, right? How do you write? Percentile d comma a. If you are okay with printf, you can understand, or else okay, we discuss the printf and scanf in detail in the next tutorial. But you have the privilege to write printf. It could be like, so printf the value of a, is equal to say percentile d comma a. So you can customize the output that user would like to see on screen. So the customized output, the customized input, you can see scanf prior to printf. After printf, you can write scanf, say percentile d comma ampersand a. And if a is a floated value, you have the privilege to write percentile f. If it is character, say percentile c. If it is string, it is percentile s. Means whichever value you would like to take, the scanf and printf both supports. And one more thing is, using printf you can print the results in the customized way. So user has the control over submitting the input and also getting the output using these functionalities. Okay, these are called as formatted. So user would like to format, so format in the sense, the way you would like to write the output on screen, you can customize. So I said the value of a is percentile d. If you want to include new line, so this customization is in the control of the user using these functionalities printf and scanf. So whereas if you see the unformatted functions, you don't have such privilege. User don't have such privilege. For example, if you want to get a character from the keyboard, so what you need to do is simply you say ch is equal to say getchar. That's it. Or you can write ch is equal to get ch, or you can write ch is equal to get che. So here the input have to submit just a character. You don't have any alternative in submission of the characters. So only just you press any key on the keyboard. So the keyboard, the get scar or get che will be waiting at the keyboard to scan the value from the keyboard. The moment when you press the character, so just they will take the character. The same with the output functionalities, that put ch, put car, put char, and put s. So you don't have any choice. For example, I want to print a character, say I say put ch on screen, the character a. That's it. Simply place it in single quotes. You write this will be printed on screen. You don't have customization to print the a value. For example, see, you cannot write to put ch, so a is equal to say a. No, it is not possible. This is wrong. This is only accepted. Means that using these unformatted functionalities, the user will not have any choice either in the form of getting the values from the keyboard or printing the same values uh, on monitor. So only thing is that you use the function will do its own task. There are other differences also in the formatted and for the formatted and unformatted functionalities. These unformatted functionalities will straight away take the input in the mission form. In the means that if you submit the character a, the binary form of the a will be stored in the memory. Whereas here when you scan this, see, if you scan the a value, say ampersand a using a keyboard, the ASCII value of a will be stored. Means further if you want to process this, the ASCII value, equivalent ASCII value will be converted into binary form. So when you store the data also, there is a difference. The first difference is formatted functions, the user has control and he can submit whatever data you want to give as an input for the program. Okay, yeah. The other difference is the third difference you can see. Third difference is using printf and scanf, you can deal with integers, you can deal with characters, you can deal with strings, you can deal with floating point values, floated values. Okay. Whereas these, apart from this getch and putch, in fact, the getch and putch both are used to uh, take scan string from the keyboard and output string on monitor, output string on monitor. So getS is used to scan a string from the keyboard, and putS is used to print a screen on monitor. Apart from that, rest of these three character oriented functionalities are only deal with characters only. They deal with that to deal with a single character at a time. Single character at a time. Okay, this is also one more difference students can note down. And the one more point I would like to stress upon here is, yeah, so maybe in the examinations people will ask you what is the difference between this say get ch it simply it collects a character from the keyboard, but character being scanned from the keyboard is not displayed on screen. So the moment when it scans the keyboard, not displayed on screen. And when you write getch, the character is echoed on screen, means character being scanned, sorry, character being scanned from the keyboard, sorry, from the keyboard, from the keyboard is displayed on screen. Then what about getchar? The getchar displays the character on screen, displays, and also returns the character being pressed, returns the character into the program. If you would able to catch this character when you call this function, say if ch is equal to getchar, the character being scanned will be assigned to a variable inside the program. Fine. And putchar or putch both are used to print a character on screen at a time. Even putchar can deal with printable and non-printable characters, whereas putch can deal with only alphanumeric characters. In fact, uh, in the Linux, if you are executing C programs in Linux or Linux flavor of operating systems, even in the Ubuntu, so the getchar putchar will work. Character related functions. However, getch and putch also will work, but the getch and getche getchar they won't work in Linux flavored operating systems. Why? Because the CC compiler, CC or GCC compiler, GCC does not support header file conio.h. That is the reason why these functions like getchar will work out. Okay, fine. But I said getche, including CLR, SCR. If you are working on Linux operating system, these will not work because conio.h is not supported. If it is a turbo C compiler, okay, then these functions also will work. Okay, apart from that, nothing is new. And getch, I said getch and putch both are used to scan the strings from the keyboard. In fact, the advantage of getch is using printf. Say, let me erase this. Yeah, using printf we cannot scan. Let me write. Sorry. Enter string. If I write scanf like this, say don't need to write the ampersand. Say name. So when I enter the names, for example, say I say so Mallela Suresh. So the restriction with the printf or scanf while scanning the string is it can scan only single word names. Whenever space is encountered, so it assumes that the end of the string is reached. So the only Malayala will be assigned to the name. So in the program, simply name will be assigned with Malayala. That's it. Suresh is not taken because whenever space encounters, so it treats that the end of the string is reached. So I cannot scan multi-word strings. That is the reason why normally we go with getch. You can read a string, say getch of name, where you can give the multi-word strings also. This accepts multi-word strings. That's it, guys. We will explore the printf and scanf further in detail, different way of using this both two in the next tutorial. Thank you.